Hello and welcome to advice that nobody asked for in 1 minute or less.
Actually, it's going to be a few minutes. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I've had this thought going on in my head for the past couple of days since things with the pandemic are slowly starting to go in the direction of better. My life is slowly returning to normal day by day, a lot of other people as well. And a side effect of this for a lot of us, especially creatives, is going to be getting used to not having free time again. Now, for some people, I'm sure that's great. Some people are probably looking forward to getting back to work, maybe getting back to a more steady, reliable income, blah, blah, blah. But this is really a video directed at the people that kind of thrived in quarantine, the people that maybe didn't have to work but made the most of it, starting new projects, picking up old abandoned projects, just putting a lot of time into all of this shit that they really cared about. And now the party, to some degree, is coming to an end. And how do we remain productive in this time? You know, I think it's going to be hard for a lot of people to keep up that momentum that maybe the free time allotted them. Prior to the pandemic, I'm somebody that already had a lot on their plate. And over the past year, it has definitely piled up pretty high. And as my life returns to normal, I'm starting to figure out, what do I need to do to keep up this momentum? Because I want to carry all of these new things and projects and shit that I've started with me into the future. You know, I don't want to just abandon ship on all this cool shit that I started, right? So I've been thinking a lot about, how does somebody like me prioritize what they do? I'm just going to give some helpful tips. I didn't write these down. I have not made a list. I'm just saying this all off the top of the head. So it may be a little rambly. It's probably going to go all over the place, but I'm going to try to keep it concise. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible, and hopefully it helps somebody out there. So I think, for one, if you're somebody that is worried about the free time that you're going to be losing, I think that a lot of people disregard how much time that they actually have in a day, because truth be told, with all of the stuff that I do, I still find time to fuck off and watch bullshit on TV. I have time to clean the house, do laundry, cook dinner pretty much every night. You know, these aren't remarkable things, but it adds up. And it wouldn't be hard for me to, maybe skip Netflix one night and order takeout so I can have an extra 3 hours to work on something. It's not impossible. I think the most important thing for anybody that is trying to maintain a super hectic, productive schedule is taking notes, keeping a schedule, and just really being fucking almost militant about that schedule. Maybe you already are keeping a schedule, but if you're keeping a schedule and you're still having a hard time maintaining that schedule, then you're doing a shitty job at your scheduling, and you got to reprioritize all the shit on it. There's only 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. You got to make it work. And sometimes too much is just too much. Sacrifice can be really, really hard when it comes to, things that you want to get done, especially if you're somebody like me that has a ton of passionate projects. That's where patience comes into play. I think that for me, one of the things that has really helped me maintain the amount of work that I do is I just dedicate days to projects. And it has really, really helped me keep the ball rolling. Although, admittedly, the ball rolls slow because I'm basically rolling a bunch of different balls at once. On Monday, I'm just going to dig into this schedule just so you get an idea of a very basic overview of how I do my shit. And maybe this can help you out a bit. Mondays is always my adult shit, important work stuff, bill stuff, taking care of things, loose ends, whatever. Mondays. And the loose ends is important to give yourself a day for those things, and we'll come to that at the end of the week. Tuesdays are days that I focus mostly on working with Indigo and some faith stuff and things related to that. Not exclusively. There's always in-betweens, emails that need answered for something else, or a social media post that needs done for this or that. But the main focus is always Some Faith. Wednesdays, Greywalker. Thursdays, Normal Creatures. Fridays, my priority is Fridays. Saturdays, my priorities is Saturdays. Now, maybe I'll work on random music stuff on those days, but I really try to keep those days open. And that's one of the things that I'm probably going to lose once things get back to normal, because that was always show days for me. You know, if I wasn't playing a show, I'm going out to a show. I just want to be out and about, whether it's a music show or an art show or whatever, you know, just like being a part of the community. Now, over the past year, I mean, I do fuck all on a lot of those days. I mean, today I'm actually getting a whole lot of shit done. It's a Saturday when I'm recording this. But not every Saturday or Friday is like this. And I think it's important in the schedule to give yourself time for yourself to fuck off, because it'll make doing the stuff that you want to do a little bit easier if you give yourself time to just kind of be a piece of shit every once in a while. And then Sundays, I do the podcast. Now, at the end of the week, there's always shit that I don't get done. So that's why Mondays is kind of like my pickup day. And, you know, we tie up loose ends on Mondays and then rinse, wash, repeat. I think that, you know, it's important when you're staying on multiple tasks to really keep track of all of these things in a schedule. I prefer digital schedules. I use Google Calendar. You could get a notebook if you want and try to write shit down in it. I personally find that that's really, really hard to keep up with, because also, if you're an artist, things change. You're going to be erasing and moving things probably more than you care to. The book's going to get a little bit messy. And also, I like how immediate having my Google Calendar is. I actually keep it. I don't have my phone anywhere near me right now, so I'm not even going to bother showing you, but I'll explain it. You know, when I open up my phone on the home screen, I actually have a Google Calendar widget which has like everything that I need to do on the day, because I basically use my Google Calendar as a to-do list, not really like an event list. It's kind of a mixture of both. And I have my own nerdy color coding category symbol way of organizing priorities. We're not going to get into all of that. I've been using Google Calendar for almost a decade now, so it's been like I'm deep in this shit and I have my little quirks. But what I was saying is that with Google Calendar, I keep the widget for Google Calendar that has everything that I need to get done today right on the home screen of my phone. So anytime that I open my phone, it's right there. Like, oh yeah, shit, I gotta send that email. I gotta pack up that order. I gotta do this or that, instead of like opening up the home screen, getting lost on Instagram or Facebook for 5, 10, 20 minutes, and then remembering. So I think that is like maybe a bit of an extreme measure. Maybe I'm crazy, but if you're somebody that finds it difficult to stay on task, we all have smartphones. Google Calendar is free. I'm sure there are other calendar apps with widgets that you could use in a similar way on your phone. It has helped me tremendously. If you follow me and follow my bullshit, the bands and all this stuff, I mean, you probably see that I get a lot of stuff done, and it is all thanks to just sticking to that schedule. So inevitably, there's going to be things that all of us are probably going to lose. We're just not going to have time for it because we're going back to a full-time work schedule and blah, 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 blah. But I think, again, I said it earlier, patience. If you really want to do something bad enough, you can find the time to make it happen. Even if you're only able to put in an hour or two, 30 minutes a week. I know it sounds like nothing, but trust me, you'll feel so much better if you just keep at it and just keep going. There's a lot of stuff that I do that I like barely get to do in a week because of everything else that's going on. But I just know that, like, you know, at the end of the week, or on Mondays, I guess, is my loose ends day, right? I already said it a couple times, when I'm like reviewing in my head what I got done last week, what needs to get done this week. I always feel really, really good on Mondays because it's like I know that I'm a few steps further ahead in X, Y, or Z than I was the week before. So hopefully this was simple. I think that, I don't know if I really gave many tips. What did I say? I said, get better at organizing, use Google Calendar, be patient. Patience and persistence will get you a long way in life. I think, especially if you are a creative type. And for the most part, don't sweat, losing some of the freedom that quarantine has given us. I think that, again, if you are passionate enough about something that you picked up over the past year and you're worried about losing the ability to continue doing that thing, if you're passionate enough, you can probably find a way to make it happen. Find a way to make the time. And if you can, again, just dig into that calendar. Trust me, we all fuck off more than we should. I mean, fuck, you've probably spent, 10, 15 minutes watching this video that you could have been doing something way better than listening to me. I'm kidding. Hopefully I helped you, but I'm just saying, you probably found this video because you were just fucking off on your phone, right? That's what you were doing. You were fucking off on your phone. Most likely, you saw my dumb face, you decided to listen to whatever I was saying, and now here we are. But you could easily be putting time into that thing that you want to do. But of course, hey, maybe it's a fuck off day for you. You're having a fuck off day. You're fucking around on your phone. There's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't feel bad for taking time for yourself. You just got to find that balance when you put this schedule together, when you put together maybe regiment's a dumb word to use, but whatever, you put together this itinerary. That's maybe even a worse word to use. You put together what is called, we'll stick with schedule. You put together this schedule, I do weekly schedules. You could organize it however you want, but whenever you get it together, just make sure that you have time for all of the things that you care about, and you should care about yourself. It should be pretty high on the priority list, yourself. So make sure that you make time for yourself in that schedule. Again, I can't stress that it's totally not impossible to do. I am living, breathing proof of somebody that does entirely too much, but still seems to manage to make time for. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything. I'm just saying I'm not a smart person. I'm not very well educated. I don't have a great job or fantastic means or anything like that, but it's really just been the passion, the patience, and the persistence that has allowed me to continue doing this bullshit for as long as I've been doing. Honestly, nothing else has really helped me besides that. So with all that being said, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. And full disclosure, the only reason I'm actually recording this video, I'm working on a Normal Creatures music video in my basement right now with fake skulls. And the camera battery died, and my backup battery doesn't seem to be holding a charge anymore. And then the other backup battery was on the charge, but it wasn't charged enough. I tell ya. So I'm just waiting for these fucking batteries to charge so I can get back to my shit. Whatever you're doing today, I hope it goes well. And if it doesn't go well, fuck it. Sometimes shit just takes time. Shit's gonna go wrong a lot, but it makes it even better when you finally figure it out. That had nothing to do with anything. This is just again, this is advice and motivational shit that nobody asked for. So, you're welcome. Bye.